Okay, Thanksgiving is 72 hours away, depending on what time you eat. In today's video, I'm sharing 13 tips that will save you time, space, and money for your RV Thanksgiving. We have family coming to our RV this year, and I'm so excited.
Oh, that's an RV.
My daughter and her boyfriend's sister, and 2 of my daughter's roommates are coming. So that's gonna be 9 people. Oh, and she's bringing her dog. So that's gonna be 9 people and 3 dogs crammed in less than 500 square feet. So I'm gonna start this off with the obvious, and I'm starting with time savers. And the obvious is plan your menu, make a list, and then go shopping. And I feel like this goes without saying with RV living, but just make sure you don't buy too much, because we all know we're limited on space. What are you guys having for Thanksgiving? And what's your favorite dish? What's your favorite dish at Thanksgiving? Leave me a comment below and let me know. I always love dessert. A good juicy turkey, smoked turkey, delicious. A fried turkey, ham, I like the meat, and the dessert.
Get in my belly!
This year we're having smoked turkey breast, green bean casserole that I make from scratch, that my oldest daughter, she has to have it every year, has to be from scratch. I did it once and then it was like, that's how it has to be all the time. So, green bean casserole from scratch. And I'll leave the recipe for that in the description below. I'll also leave the recipe to the cobbler that I make. It's actually Paula Deen's cobbler, and you can use any fruit you want, but the recipe that's on my blog is for peach. Delicious. We're gonna have rolls, tomato basil dip, spinach dip, a veggie tray, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, deviled eggs. Did I say cranberry sauce? Cranberry sauce, vegetable pizza, and little smokies. And I think that's it. I think that was everything. So hopefully that's enough for 9 people and 3 dogs. So number 2, and it's another obvious, but make some of your stuff ahead of time. This year I'm making the eggs ahead of time, the cranberry sauce, and the green bean casserole, something else. And I'm dry brining the turkey ahead of time. Number 3, don't be afraid to use shortcuts. There's frozen rolls. Listen, I like rolls, I like homemade rolls. But some of the frozen rolls, I think it's Rhodes is the brand. It's an orange and white bag in the freezer section. Those can be great and no one will ever know. Just don't tell them. Another shortcut, stovetop. Listen, I love a homemade stuffing. I think it's delicious. My family doesn't like a homemade stuffing. They would rather have stovetop. And I'm not gonna fuss over a homemade stuffing if they're not gonna eat it. So this takes like 5 minutes to make and it's on the stovetop super quick. So don't be afraid to use shortcuts. Number 4, solicit help. My daughter, she's gonna make the dips, and she's also making the vegetable pizza, and I think she's gonna make the rolls. She's bringing the bread maker, and we're gonna use the bread maker because it's a lot quicker. And then my husband is smoking the turkey. So ask for help, let people help you. Number 5, use paper plates, plastic cups, and plastic silverware. That is a huge time saver for after dinner, because after dinner you want to be playing games, maybe drink a little wine or whatever. You don't want to be washing a million dishes, and my kids don't want to be washing a million dishes. So for us, it's paper and plastic for this Thanksgiving to save tons of time and also space in the sink. And my personal favorite time saver for Thanksgiving in the RV or any time cooking in the RV is using my Instant Pot for mashed potatoes. And I also save money on propane. It can take darn near 45 minutes to cook mashed potatoes on the stovetop. Stop doing that, stop doing that. It is such a waste of time. They come out so good and so creamy. So here's how I do it. So I start by peeling, washing, and dicing the potatoes. Then I add half a cup of water, put on my Instant Pot lid, and cook them on high pressure for 5 minutes. Once it's done, release the pressure, and you're not going to drain the potatoes or anything. Now I add salt and pepper to taste, butter, and of course Daisy sour cream. a little milk, and then I blend it with my hand mixer because we like them nice and creamy. If you made this recipe, tag me on Instagram. I will also be using my Instant Pot to make my deviled eggs. They come out so good, so fast, and I just use this little wire basket, fill it up. I've fit 24 eggs in here before, and they cook up great. Just a little bit of water in the bottom, and you put the basket of eggs in. You do high pressure for 7 minutes and do a quick release, and then do an ice bath, and they come out perfect. Now let's talk about space savers. We all know that we're limited in space in an RV, especially in an RV refrigerator, especially if you don't have a residential fridge. So my first tip is to just do a turkey breast instead of a whole turkey. I mean, I can barely fit a whole chicken, let alone a whole turkey in my refrigerator. So number 2 is to use zip bags for leftovers and for doggy bags. They don't call them doggy bags anymore, but remember when you go to restaurants and they'd ask you if you wanted a doggy bag instead of like a container to take it home? I guess because people took it home to their dogs, I don't know. It saves space in your cabinets because you're not buying the cheap containers and filling your cabinets, and it saves space in the fridge when you put the leftovers away. And then you can just send zip bags home with your family instead of your good containers. Speaking of small spaces, poo spray, because you never know. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And you want your guests to feel comfortable at all times.
Merry Christmas! Dinner was full!
This is a homemade poo spray made out of distilled water and vanilla extract. It smells so good. It doesn't just cover it up. It works better than matches, in my opinion, because I kind of feel like a match, you light a match and there's the smoke, which matches smell good, but there's still that little underlying poo-poo smell. Not with this. It works great. I will leave the recipe in the description below. Okay, now a few things that will save you some money for your RV Thanksgiving. I mentioned this before, but just make sure that you don't buy too much. First of all, you're not going to be spending the money, so there, you're saving money, but you will also waste less. Number 2, use leftovers in a unique way. I know sometimes it can be kind of hard to figure out different ways, and you don't really want to have Thanksgiving 4 days in a row, or 2 days in a row even, or 3 days. So just try to figure out unique ways. And the internet is full of ideas. We like to take our leftover cranberry sauce and mix it with cream cheese and then have it on bagels for the rest of the week. It is so good. You have to try it. And my oldest daughter worked at a cafe in Flagstaff, and they made a sandwich, and it was always right around this time, Thanksgiving time. They put turkey, bacon, lettuce, and cranberry cream cheese on a ciabatta roll. I mean, does that sound delicious or what? We will be trying that this year for sure. And number 3, last but certainly not least, don't sleep on those cheap wines out there. Some of them are actually really good. I shared in my community a Chianti that I bought from Aldi, and it was like under $4. I'm pretty sure it was like $3.99, something like that. It was delicious. Some of the best Chianti I've ever had, actually. So the Sutter Home Cab is actually really good too, and very inexpensive. And also the Oak Leaf brand from Walmart, the Shiraz, delicious. And you won't get a headache from any of these, unless you have some kind of allergy or something to tannins, but these wines have never given me a headache. Another option that could potentially save you money would be making cocktails instead of having wine. You can use seltzer water as a mixer, so it'll help you stay hydrated, and the higher alcohol content gives you more bang for your buck, so to speak, maybe. I'm sharing 13 tips. Coming this year to our, okay, you did your nose, don't do that. Babe, come on, don't do that. Sorry. Babe, stop. What are you doing? You're messing up my video. And you want your customers. Customers. Oh. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope some of these tips help you save money and save time and save space for your RV Thanksgiving. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's all free and it helps my channel grow. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week.